trying to ground myself this early in the morning. I am. It's a lot of energy out there. It's a lot of leftover energy from yesterday. It's a lot of cuteness right there from Rosie Honey. What matters the most? That was the phrase that entered my mind. And so I've jumped on here because I don't want it to leave my mind. Good morning, Applebooks Honey. So I asked myself, what matters the most to you, Gina? Well, it's love. It truly has been love my whole entire life. The aspect of love, what love means, what love does. There's many attributes. But then I thought, we can look at individuals and we can study them more or less, and we can tell what matters the most to them because you will see it in their actions. You will hear it in their words. You will hear it in their silence because it's going to have a frequency. It is, you all. What matters the most to you? And have you ever thought about that? Have you really stopped and thought about it? Because people going to tell what matters the most about you. You're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about it, you all. You're going to see it and you may think, Gina, honey, man, this woman has done lost it. It ain't all about love. Well, the whole thing, love, we revolve around love. We do. We're supposed to. Our lives are supposed to revolve around love. It's supposed to be a constant inside of here, and God is that love. There's many faces to God. There really is a lot of faces and a lot of different attributes that we can have from God. Really, a lot. He's a complete package, overflowing. There's so many surprises when it comes to God's love, because God is love. It's endless. It's endless. There's no way you could describe it. You can, Rosie, right, right. Come on, Rosie, honey. Don't be looking like me at me that like that, Rosie. I don't know where your leash is, and I'm not going to bring you out. I'm not, because you're gonna have to stay in. You've been really nice staying in the house, you all. What matters the most? Um, there is something else. I think there was a scripture about where is it like where your heart is. It literally specifically speaks about your heart. The things that you focus on, that's going to be more or less your God, or that's going to tell people what matters the most in your life. There is a scripture about it. There is. Somebody want to say it? Because I don't want to go in the house and open up my laptop because it's been a long time since I've read it. But something like whatever's in your heart, that's your God, more or less. Something like that. Yeah, no, Rosie's not begging to come outside. She's fine. She really hasn't been wanting to come outside. Um, where love goes, I like that, Rose. Love grows. And 91 and 23, keep in your heart. Yeah. So what matters the most? And we all have things that matter to us, and it may not all be the same. It may not, but to us, it truly does matter the most. And if you'd like to speak about freedom, if there is no love, there is no freedom, because love brings about freedom, not just for the individual, but for everybody and everything. When love rules, when love takes the seat on this earth, God's love, oh, it's going to bring about freedom in a wide range of places. Can you imagine? God is love, seated on the throne. Love will rule. And it'd be a beautiful place. It's like paradise, heaven on earth, where love reigns supreme, truly, in the hearts of every individual. And then you look around and the evil is gone. It's all gone, you all. It's gone. That day will come. The darkness will not overshadow us like it does. It won't. So, what matters the most? I've talked to many people in my life, and I've heard the conversations of so many people, and so have you. Um, and really, what we focus on more than anything, it comes out of our mouth because it's inside of our heart. I got this frequency here in my ear, and it's not a high pitch. It's a good. It was like a low tone frequency. It doesn't like what I'm saying. I said what matters the most to me is that peace that passes all understanding residing in my heart, and it cut me off 2 times in a row. So I've touched on some things that the darkness in this spiritual realm did not want me to speak about. That's just too bad. That's who I am on the inside. Okay, see, I don't back down from the spiritual. When I'm trying to get the truth out in love, when I'm trying to speak about love and how important it is, and peace, it has all these good things. Love is patient, love is kind. It is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking. It keeps no record of wrong. It always persevere. It does it all. Love endures all things. Where there's prophecies, they will cease. They will cease. Everything will cease in the face of love. Totally. There's nothing that can compare to it. If I have not love, I am just a resounding gong. I'm nothing. I can tell you right now, I would be nothing without love on the inside of me. And there's a lot of you on here would say the same thing. You would be nothing without that love on the inside of you. You would not even be you. I doubt that you would not be that being of light that you are, because love is that light on the inside of you, and that light comes from God. It's God's light of love on the inside of you. And the darkness can just get over it. It can just get over it. I'm going to keep my frequency up there. I'm going to maintain the balance on the inside of my being, and I encourage you to do absolutely the same thing if you feel so inclined within your being to do so. If that is important to you, to have that peace that passes all understanding on the inside of you, we can pray, Lord Jesus, please, in the name of precious Jesus, may you be with everyone here who wants to feel that peace that passes all understanding inside their heart this day, because they may have never felt it, because you are the only one. Your love is the only thing that brings about that peace that passes all understanding inside of us. We need to feel it. We need to stay. It brings balance into our life. It sustains us and it keeps us. I pray right now for anybody who's wanting to feel that peace that passes all understanding in their heart. May you put it in their heart right now. May they feel it before this day is out. May they feel that love. It comes from your love. May you turn that knob up on the inside until you get that frequency. Okay, we got the peace that passes all understanding. Despite what you are going through right now, I'm going to turn the knob to the peace that passes all understanding in your heart. In the name of precious Jesus, amen. Yeah, that's what we want. If I could envision it like that, I'm going to do a visual. Turn the knob to the category, the peace that passes all understanding, because I'm going through a turmoil thing in my life. I'm going through some turmoils. I've got chaos all around me. You may be thinking that. Chaos is all around me, and I am rattling on the inside. My nerves are shot. I don't know which way to go. God, please turn the knob to the peace that passes all understanding so I can have some peace in the middle of this chaos. It's very probable. It's highly likely that you will feel it if that is your heart's frequency right there. It's highly probable, and it's very likely. You just got to have the faith to believe even that little bit. Send it out there. Send it out there from the frequency within your heart. That frequency should be love at the base. Send it out there and make that connection to God. Strengthen your connections with God, you all. You got to do it. You want to get stronger in this world. You do. You want to get stronger. You want to have what it takes on the inside. And anything short of love, that's not going to sustain you. You can't have anything short of God on the inside of you, because God is love. That's the only way we're going to get a ticket out of here. LOVE. Get you some right here on the side. Boom. If you ain't got it, ask God to come into your heart. Ask Jesus to come into your heart, because he is that love. He is that light. I and my Father are one. You want your life to turn around. You truly do want your life to turn around. If you're tired of going through the daily grind, tired of feeling the feelings that you're feeling, God's love can change it. It can and it will. But here's the clincher right here. If you don't want it, he's not going to force his way. He's not going to break open that door inside your heart. If there is an aspect of you who just saying, oh, I want to feel it, but your heart really doesn't, it's not going to be forced upon you. Love does not force itself upon anyone. God will not force himself upon anyone. Jesus will not force himself upon anyone. You wouldn't want to walk into a house when you know that they do not want you in there. You will turn around and you will leave that house. You will wipe the dust off of your feet because you know you won't be welcomed. That's the same way with people's heart. You're not going to walk into the heart, the door of the heart, when someone says, I want you in here. Dear God, please, please come into my heart. But I'm going to keep it locked because I really don't want you in there, but I'm going to tell you I want you in there. Well, he's going to know your intention, even though you said it verbally. He's going to know your heart's frequency, where you were coming from, and he ain't going to come near it because you're not ready. He's going to, he's going to stand back in the distance and watch you and say, okay, I know you got the words out of your mouth. How long is it going to take for you to put those words into action and literally unlock that door and let me come in? It's like that, you all. It truly is like that. Gina, honey, what's gotten into you? Well, it's time to, it's the next phase in my life. It is. Wake up. This is spiritual. This is a spiritual battle taking place all over the place. It's spiritual. Unless you're not a spiritual person and you don't look with spiritual eyes, we're not all the same. Some people we have different gifts. We do. To say that we don't, well, you can't say that. And gifts and callings are without repentance. He gives gifts to whoever he wants. It doesn't matter who it is. You got the gift. Are you going to use it? Some people have more than one gift. More than one gift. And some people may have a lot more of one gift than someone else does. Spiritually speaking, we're talking about these spiritual gifts that are given to your being inside this body. Some people have the gifts of laying on of hands. I know there's somebody in here. Rose, honey, is that you? You got healing hands? People truly do. They can touch your body and they can heal you. It is the frequency that's coming from inside of here. It is a God-given gift. And if you don't exercise those gifts, then they're going to waste. Nobody's benefiting from the God-given gift that you've been given. I can't keep silent no more, you all. I really can't. I can't keep silent. I've got a gift. I've got the gift of encouragement. I've got, if I let the Spirit lead me, the words will flow right out of my mouth. Same way with you. You may not, who was it? Was it Moses? Was not that very good with words. He wasn't. He knew he wasn't. So God gave him somebody who could speak more elegantly. That's right. Hey, Rosie, honey, you all exercise your God-given gifts, you all. Come on. Come on. Step into your higher self, as some would say it. Step into who you are meant to be. It's on the inside of you. And it, too, let's just face it, it, too, is behind a locked door inside your heart. Because you will not unlock it. Maybe it's not the time to unlock it. Perhaps down the road that you'll get to that point in time in your life when that part of you on the inside unlocks it from the inside. Then what are you going to do? Because it had an internal key that was waiting to turn that lock on the inside of you at the appointed time. And even your human person could not contemplate. They could not even predict the timing, even though you knew it was in there. and you did not want to let that part of you come out, you were not. You make a conscious decision not to unlock that door. You think you're tricky. You know, you all think about it. Think about it. You lock the door on the outside, the human part of you, because you don't want something out of you. You don't, you know, you got a gift on the inside of you. You know, you got a person on the inside of you that is going to maybe shatter your reality, your way of life. Truly, you all. I'm just being honest. Been there. Been there. Suppress it. See how long you can suppress it. Think you're going to lock the door on the outside? No, no, no. This being on the inside, this gift, this spiritual aspect of you, it has the internal key, and it's going to unlock it itself because it's divine timing. It's divine timing. It gets its orders from the higher realm, from God himself. Rosie, honey, I'm not letting you out, baby. And you can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's like when you got something to say and you don't want to say. You ever been there, done that? You have something that's been laid on your heart and you know you're supposed to speak up. And you know that it's of God, because if you think about the words that are associated with what you're feeling, you can test the spirit. Test the spirit behind what it is you're supposed to say. You'll know if it's of God that's telling you to do something. You will know beyond a shadow of a doubt if you look for the fruits of the Spirit within what it is. You're supposed to test the spirits, but when you got something to say, I've been there. I felt before, lots of times, my heart starts pounding. I know I got to speak up. I got to say something, or I got to do something. And I'll be looking around and thinking, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it right now. I don't. And so I will try to ignore it. Just think about it. There's something on the inside of your being knocking on the inside of you. Hello, you better do this. And you know it's of God. It's not, because it's nothing bad. It's no telling you to do something bad, causing bad. And no, you know it's the Spirit of God. You got the fruits of the Spirit associated with it. It's knocking and knocking. And you feel your heart. Your heart may start to accelerate. And you feel it. It's like the quickening of your spirit within, that divine spirit. And then you keep ignoring it. And then if you're sitting still, you get all squirmy. You get all fidgety. You're standing up, you get all fidgety. You start to sweat. And then you think, oh, I'm going to have a panic attack. I'm going to have a panic attack. And then your heart, literally, you can feel your heart pounding in your chest, going boom, 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 boom. Your body is going to get in such an uncomfortable mode when you have no other choice but to open your mouth and say whatever it is you're supposed to be saying. And then your body's no longer pounding. Your heart rate is slowly going down. It's slowly going down. And you're thinking, wow, I'm glad I got that off my chest. I'm so glad. It's like getting something off your chest that you've been keeping there, but you don't want to say it. You don't want to say it, you all. Gina, honey, what matters the most? That's the title. What matters the most to you? You'll know when you start to talking to people. You can listen to them. You can see what they do and what they focus on and stuff. That truly is what matters the most to them. Whatever it is they focus on the majority of the time. It is. And to each their own. And what we want to do, you all, we want to answer that higher calling on the inside of us. We truly do. We want to, if you want to walk the path that God has laid in front of you, you got to get yourself out of the way. You got to get this mortal person out of the way. Remove your ego out of the way, because chances are when there's a path set in front of you and your spirit within you knows that path is there, but this egotistical part of you thinking, I'm not going down that path. I've already decided in my mind what I'm going to do, even though that feels like I should be going down that path. Now I'm going to go down the path I want to go down. I'm going to do what I want to do because of that ego up there, the egotistical part of the human. They call it like the reptilian brain. It is not spiritually in tune. It isn't. It's fleshly. So the flesh, sinful nature. Get that sinful ego out of the way, you all. Come on, we got to talk about it. What matters the most is really what you focus on. And if you got a certain path in life, you all, let me tell you about this. When I first started off doing this, my life literally got turned upside down. The brakes to my life was like slammed on the brakes like that. And everything stopped from around June of 2018. And I took pictures of the ships in the sky. And that spiritual part of me I shoved it down on the inside of me. Shoved it down because I thought, now I got to take pictures. But that got old. I felt I couldn't open my mouth because I got thrust into a community, a UFO community, a spiritual community, an ascension community, all this other types of communities, spiritually speaking, that I had no knowledge of, and it was really foreign. It sent shock waves all through my spiritual being, and I thought, I can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe it. I can't handle this. But here I am. Now it's 2023. I'm speaking for myself. I didn't want to go down that road. I didn't. I lasted for around, I don't know, 2 years, and I thought, I got this job. I'm going to do this job. I'm going to climb that ladder. And you know the story behind there, that I resigned from my one job because it was time. It was time for me to resign from my final job, and I went in peace. I did, and to do what I'm doing now full time. It was time. I could felt my spirit. I hung around for 1 extra week because they told me, please don't go, Gina. Please don't leave right now. I said, but my spirit is telling me. I could feel it. And I wasn't upset or nothing. I knew that I had to do what I'm doing here. And I didn't like the part that I couldn't be who I was on the inside. So it's literally, I suppressed it as long as I could. I suppressed it as long as I could, you all, and it literally, what's inside of you is going to make its way through to the surface, whether you like it or not, even though it may have been a part of you a long time ago. Sorry, Rosie, honey, you had a pedicure. It was a part of you a long time ago, but then something happened in life, and that part of you just went, you pushed it beneath the surface. Put it on the back burner. Well, now there comes a time in people's lives where you find out that certain aspect of you that you put on the back burner, now it's coming to the front burner. It's right here in your face. And you can't ignore it. You can't. You cannot ignore it. And you'll feel it's a lot more comfortable when you step into that part of you that you're supposed to be stepping into. You'll know it spiritually. You'll feel a peace that passes all understanding inside your being right now. You'll feel it. I feel it. When I'm doing what I feel within my spirit that I'm supposed to be doing, I've got peace of mind. If I'm praying to God for guidance, I've got that peace, because I'm going to tell you right now, there's things in my life that I want. There's things in my life that I desire. But if it's not in alignment with God, with what He truly wants me to do, I don't want it, even though I may desire it. But if it's not going to bring me good in the end, I don't want it, because I'm human in this body. I'm going to think with certain parts of my human brain. And it's normal. It's normal. You're human. You have needs. You have wants and stuff. But then you have the spiritual aspect within you. And if you walk by the Spirit, be led by the Spirit, and you will not gratify those desires of that sinful nature. That's what it said. Be led by the Spirit. Yeah. So you all, come on. What matters the most is love. That's me, and that it's spiritual. It is spiritual. God is, you can't see Him. I mean, He manifests He can show up anywhere, in any type of form. It's spiritual. It's like the spiritual essence, spiritual power, spiritual. Gina, can you explain it? It's spiritual. It's spiritual. His love can fill you to overflowing, truly. And that love can literally it stretches out too. It has big, deep roots. Big, like it's part of the tree of life, the big root system, grounded in love. And it goes and does this like that, puts down its smaller roots and it grounds itself. So yeah, you want to, what matters the most to you is going to show and people are going to know. And you have to ask yourself, I mean, you can walk. You can walk that straight and narrow, or you can walk that big, broad path of life. You can. You can. You can walk it, and you'll have all kinds of things coming up in your way. We've been there, done that. I've walked it. Sometimes I try to get back on it. Sometimes I do, and then I'm reminded, Gina, honey, you're the happiest when you're in tune with your spirit, with that spirit of love, because that love, it's so healing. It's so healing. And I can't contain it. I can't. Can you contain the love that's on the inside of you? The love that God has given you? Can you contain it? If that's the most important part of you, can you contain it? Have you been trying to contain it throughout your whole life, but you're finding out I can't because it just keeps spilling out, overflowing and overflowing. And it's like love is like words, it's actions, it's non-actions, and it has a frequency. And when that frequency reaches others, they can feel the power of the love, which comes from God. It's not an imitation, okay? It's not. You don't want the imitation because it's not going to do you no good. You want the real thing, and the real love comes from God. You'll feel it, you'll know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. It will change you, it will transform you, but love will not force itself upon anyone. It will not. It won't. But if you've been praying to God for your, God, give me my heart's desire, but only if it aligns with you. God, I really want this in my life, but only if it aligns with what you want. Really. You want to walk the path that God wants you to walk. You can have all the plans you want on the inside of here. You can. All these dreams that you want to accomplish, but if you're praying to God to lead and guide you, you may find that those plans and those dreams, they just get a little tweaked and rearranged, and you're going to go forward. You are. And it's going to work out. It's going to work out. And you don't know how, but you got to have the faith to go forward. You are. You go ahead, make all your plans you want, make all your dreams you want. You're supposed to. But then God, look, he takes care of the sparrows and stuff. They don't have no worry. I mean, sitting by and doing nothing. No, I can't do that. I've got to be constantly doing things while constantly praying within my spirit. Gina, it ain't all about you. What can I talk from a spiritual point of view? Because I'd like to. I really would. Yeah. Do I have the desire now to go out in my garden and want to spend all day in my garden? No, I don't. I don't now. I enjoy what I'm doing now. I enjoy speaking like I'm speaking now because it's coming from the spirit within me. I really enjoy connecting with people. I do. I'd love for have everybody healed. I really would love the whole world to be full of love, and love goes into everybody's heart, and the whole entire earth, everything on it is healed. The plants, the animals, the earth itself is healed through love. I'd love it. And God knows my heart that I really would love it. I would. One day, you all, one day that'll happen. Yeah. Oh, Brandy, honey, you're so welcome. Oh, Truth Seeker, honey. I think if we all took a really close look on the inside of us, even though you do not. Some people say, Gina, you telling me to take a look at the inside of me? No, thank you. I like how I am. I'm not going to look inside of there. I'm not going to open that up and look. I'm not going to unlock that heart and look inside of it because I don't like what I see on the inside of there. I got some things within me that I am really ashamed of. some things about me that I feel really uncomfortable looking at. There goes a black raven or some kind of blackbird. I got some things that are really uncomfortable in here, and I don't like to look at it. I don't want to be reminded of it. I don't want nobody else to see it. So you're going to keep it closed. But I don't like it that it's on the inside of me because I have to hide it. You may be that person. I've got things on the inside of me like that too. I do. Thinking, no, I don't want to look at it. And some things, I don't want to be reminded of pain and stuff like that, but it's scary to look on the inside of you. It really is. You have to ask yourself what matters the most. Do you want things on the inside of you that are causing you pain continually? Or things on the inside of you that you wish they weren't there, but they're in there and they got energy attached to it. And that energy is not good energy and it's causing you pain. And maybe you just got to open up that heart. You got to willingly do it and set yourself free. Free of that pain and stuff that's on the inside. It's okay in the big scope of things. It's like when you have something on your chest, your heart's pounding, you got to do something, you got to speak, or you're going to remain really uncomfortable. It's like one of those moments. You get beyond the fear. You do. And you just do it. And then you tell yourself, wow, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad at all. Why did I torture myself? Why did I torture myself? Making myself so uncomfortable, causing myself health problems and anxiety. It's a battle with yourself. It's literally a battle with your flesh and the spirit. It really is. It's that type of battle. Gina, honey, what are you talking about? What matters the most? If you don't want to look on the inside of you, don't look. Don't look. Don't look. Do you want to grow? Do you want to spiritually grow? Do you want to grow spiritually closer to God? Do you want to have that spiritual connection? Do you want to see improvement in your life? Do you want to get rid of what it is that's weighing you down in your heart? You're carrying excess baggage that you've been carrying for years. You got a backpack that is literally weighing you down with your past, literally, and you won't let go. You won't open that backpack and take out stuff to lighten your load. You won't, because you're holding on to it. But it's not doing you no good. It's wearing your body down. You can't walk as far if you got it that heavy of a weight. Yes, I can. I'm going to get stronger. Well, your bones are going to, your muscles, your bones, everything. It's going to create physical things within your physical body. If you want to think about it, it's going to wear your joints out too. No, you're carrying stuff from your past in your backpack. You are. And it's probably not some nice stuff. And it's weighing you down. Just take it out. Take it out and lighten your load. But I can't. I don't even have the strength to unzip it and reach my hand in there to take it out because it's too heavy. Then pray. Pray and ask God to help you get rid of this heavy weight that you're carrying, this excess weight inside your backpack. I can put it into a physical form and mean it. And it will happen. It will happen. Somehow or some way, if you ain't got the strength, maybe somebody's going to zip that open. They're going to reach inside there. You're going to take it out. Just like that. If you didn't have the strength. Listen, our paths cross each other. Okay, they do. You have many people that cross your path in life. My path has crossed your all's path, and your path has crossed my path. There is no accidents. There isn't any. Some people stay around. They walk by really fast on your path called life. Some people stay around for a little time. And then you have some people who enter And then they stay with you for the rest of your journey. You have some that literally are on that path with you your whole entire life. One of those somebodies is Jesus. That's right. But you do. You have some people that will enter your life as you're walking down this road called life. They'll enter it at certain periods, at certain mile stamps. Just think of a race. You get to that mile marker, you're running, you're running, you're running, you're running. And you have people join you at certain spots. And some don't always stay. You may have one leave or two leave, and then you have another and another and another. But there's always going to be someone there, so you don't have to walk it alone. You may feel alone. You'll be in your darkest hours, and then that's when, well, you're either going to get carried by God or somebody's going to cross your path, and they're going to help you. They're going to be that shoulder to lean on you. I'm speaking the truth, okay? I've had people like that in my life, okay? I have. And what matters the most is we make it. We make it to the end without giving up, okay? You don't want to give up. You don't want to let the darkness win. You don't want the darkness to put out your light. Spiritually speaking, you got the light and you got the dark. You got the good and the bad. You want to live a very fulfilling life on the inside of your being, and it's only possible with God on the inside. Jesus, God, love, love. That's the only way you're going to have that complete, full life that you want. Of course, you're going to have in the other ear that carnal, that fleshly part of you, the worldly part of you, telling you what it wants you to do because you've got a worldly body. You got a body made of flesh. So, of course, it's going to tell you this is what you want, this is what you need, but it's not going to address the spiritual part of you. That's the clincher. It's not addressing the spiritual part of you on the inside. You've got to address that spiritual part, because a crushed spirit, who can bear? You ever had your spirit crushed? Crushed completely to pieces. Although your body was physically healthy, but that spirit was totally crushed on the inside of you. It's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling, and it takes a long time to heal. You could be walking around looking at that person. There's nothing wrong with them. They can walk, they can do this, they can do that. They got everything going on in their life, but they're hiding their crushed spirit on the inside of them. You're only seeing the outward of the person. You're not seeing what's truly going on the inside of them. They're crushed. Their heart is broken. Their spirit is crushed. They're hiding in a very dark corner inside of their being. They're inside that heart. It's so, so dark. They've locked the door from the inside, and they don't want nobody to come in because they're alone. They're afraid. They're terrified about what's happened to them. So now they have created a prison inside of their being, a prison inside of their heart, because they're traumatized, totally traumatized. Even though you may physically look at somebody, they may be going through life doing the thing that you do in life, but they're not. They're hiding inside their heart. They're terrified, like a little bitty child. They revert back. You will revert back to the little bitty child inside your heart, because that's what you're going to feel like. A little child afraid and alone because somebody crushed you. Something terrible happened in your life. Maybe more than one something happened in your life, and it did it to you. God can change that. Can and will. Jesus can change it. All you have to do is cry out. Really, you don't have to cry. If you start crying and you're thinking about being like that in your heart, and you find yourself laying on the floor and you ain't got no words, oh, that spirit is going to intercede for you. It's going to send out your hurt, your pain, right up there to God. It's going to reach his ears. It is. And he's got the master key to your heart. Even though you don't have the strength to unlock it, he's got the master key. And he's going to open up that door. And his light, his glorious light, is going to shine through, and he's going to find you in that corner in the darkness. And he's going to take you by the hand and lead you out of that darkness. That's how it happens. It is. Gina, you're making it up. Oh, I'm not making it up. No. When you get to that place in your heart, and your heart says, that's enough. That's enough. And your heart sends out the message. That's it. The master comes with the master key. Come on. You spent enough time in the darkness. It's time to enjoy your life. That's right. I got all these things waiting for you. I was just waiting. I was wondering how long would you take before you called out to me, before your heart called out to me. And then it becomes a distant memory. That's how it works. A distant memory. I am going to go, you all. You want your life to change. If you want God's will done in your life, if you want to see your burdens lifted off of you, you want to have that peace that passes all understanding right there, start working on it. It's like that song, he's still working on me to make me what I ought to be. It took him just a week to make the moon and the stars, the sun and the earth and Jupiter and Mars. How happy and how whatever and gracious he must be. He's still working on me. Is it like there's a mirror of myself that I don't want to see? Don't judge me yet. Don't judge me yet. There's an unfinished part. But I'll be perfect, all according to his plan. Remember, he's the master. I forget the rest of it. I ain't sung that since I was a child. He's still working, and a lot of people, he's still working on you. And you don't want nobody to judge you because you're a work in progress. That's right, but you know that he's working on you because you got that change going on the inside of you, and the light is literally illuminating all that darkness on the inside of you. He's still working on me. I can say that. I can be on, God knows my heart. He's still working on me. I'm not finished yet. I've got an unfinished part, probably more than one unfinished part. So do you. You've got to think about it, you all. You can be, what matters the most? What matters the most really is that spirit on the inside, your soul, right there, you all. You can do it. You better do it. You better do it, you all. You better. So I'm going to go, and I hope that this encouraged somebody today. I really do. I do. And Lord, in the name of precious Jesus, may these words that were given to me, I know that your word will not return to you void. It will accomplish every single thing that you set it out to do. And it will reach every single person that you wanted it to reach because you got the master key, the master frequency. I pray right now that people will heed your voice and open their eyes and open their hearts if they've been trying to hold it off. And this is their time. Make it so in the name of precious Jesus. Amen, y'all. Yeah. I like to open my eyes real big. It's like, come back into the light. You all did. From my praying eyes, I'm going to go. And this is me at the core. Okay, it made its way to the surface. I suppressed it as long as I can. I did. I didn't want to, but I felt I had to. But there's a time and place for everything. There is time and place. So I'm going to go. And remember, he's still working on me. And we are an unfinished work. We're a work in progress. And he's still working on you. And he's still working on that other person over there that you're trying to pass judgment on. Can you let God finish doing what he's doing? He that began a good work in me will carry it on into completion until the day that Jesus Christ returns. That's what it says. He keeps his word. His word is true because he is true and faithful. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, you all. I hope you have a blessed day. And remember, none of us are perfect, and we don't have to be. We can strive to be perfect, but we are a work in progress. Love you.